Yes, and we should be live.
Yay.
And we are, of course, here to talk about the 86th and final chapter of Wotakoi that just came out today.
Oh, did it actually come out today?
It came out today, and it's over!
Damn, I gotta actually catch up in the series. I've been it was like a favorite for a while, and it didn't like fall out of my favorites. I'm not caught up.
It kind of hit a dip where it started following main guy's brother, like the really like sweet puppy guy.
The third ship.
The third ship, that's right. It's been following that pretty heavily, but it's had some nice, Hana and what are their names even? Momose, the main two ships. Like
Mimosa.
They've had some Mimosa, yeah. They've had some moments dipping in and out, and then it ended in a nice chapter with like everybody had their own little arc, and then it's over.
I heard that they didn't really follow the main couple that much, which is sad because they were my favorite.
They really don't. I feel like the author lost interest.
That's so weird, though. I don't understand.
There's so much you can do. I think the author wrote the main couple as like self-insert with herself as a pink girl.
Yeah.
Momose. And then it was like, well, now I'm dating my dream boyfriend. Time to write about
yeah. It's always weird because
and the other ship.
It's like, because like they were all together, so it's like you can do like exploring the relationship in the relationship. I don't know. Anyway, speaking of relationships,
we
got the big episode talking about,
this was a big one.
This is a big boy episode, as evident by the big boy background.
The big boy background.
Yeah.
Where some of the Titans you may notice don't have eyes.
They don't need to see when Eren's got him covered. He's like, I will see for you.
Nick's pointed out that it's some weird like blend setting, and it's just it makes the eyes transparent. Some of them don't have mouths, others don't have eyes.
Okay.
There were some production things here and there this episode.
I would say it was ambitious, but got janky at times.
Got a little janky. Like the colossal titans will never not look stupid. Their legs are so big, and their feet are just like they don't look like feet.
Yeah, let's talk about the most important part is Titan swimming. I had no idea Titans could swim.
Swimming.
I was crying.
I was howling. It looked so stupid.
And you will be happy to know, or not care, that I thought it was funny in the manga too. Like, they're not even moving, but I thought it's so funny. Let me look up a panel of it. I just think it's so funny, like, Titan swimming. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't even know where they would have learned to do that.
I guess Eren is like, this is just how you do it. This is just how.
Do as I do. I have the image ready here.
I'd say they probably did a better job of showing the like cannons hitting some, but there's just so many that it doesn't matter. But,
I guess it begs the question: do they breathe?
I don't think they need to breathe, right? Where's the full Titan swimming panel? It was funnier. Maybe this is just it. I have for now. I'm putting it in our chat. You do not have to put this on screen, but you can. I'm doing it private chat just because I don't even know where to. But it's just so funny.
That looks way better though.
This one?
Yeah.
I think there's another one that I'm thinking of that's funnier.
But it's like, just in the show. It looks so silly because they're so far apart that they just look like normal people. They look like people-sized. They don't look gigantic at all.
Yeah.
Because they're so spread out. And then they're just getting like bodied by missiles.
Yeah.
I kind of figured they were going to be so tall because they're like kilometers tall. Not kilometers, but very tall. I kind of figured they would just like walk across the ocean, but I guess the ocean is kind of deep.
Yeah, the ocean do be kind of deep.
It do be kind of deep though.
It do be kind of deep.
Much like this show.
Yeah, very deep. But I think it's I think it's interesting. Besides the Titans swimming being funny, I think they did a really good job with this episode. I think it was kind of cool because I heard what they were gonna do a bit back. So like the first half of this episode is actually back in chapter 123, which for context is like
there was some stuff that wasn't adapted at the time. Like it's out of order.
So essentially Mikasa was thinking this back when Eren started the rumbling, like, damn, maybe we let it go too far. And then the second half of this episode is at chapter 130, which is happening in like present time. So they moved it around a bit, but I kind of like it. I like the whole it was
a nice little flashback, like showing the last time they truly hung out.
Yeah, and showing how
only really enabled by alcohol, because Eren he's been down bad, but in the wrong way. Ever since kissing Historia's hand.
Yeah, ever
and
since
seeing
then.
Everything.
It's like funny. It's funny to think back. It's like, that it all went downhill from there. He literally touched a female, and then that was kind of the worst thing that ever happened to him.
This is why we can't have nice things.
You know what's funny? I don't think people call him an incel or anything. I don't think, but it is kind of funny that this could be his like incel arc where he's like,
he could, he could be hailed as an incel, but the thing is,
but not really. We know he's not, but you could frame it that way if you wanted to.
He's definitely not getting laid, and he could use a little
by his
bit.
own choice.
But he's an MTOW.
He's an
MGTOW.
That's like when you like specify the difference between like.
It's men going their own way, like they choose not to be part of society.
Yeah, but it's interesting. I do like how they did. It's like, okay, here's Mikasa's side of events, and then here's Eren's side of events, and here's all the shit that he's going through behind the scenes that I know everyone wanted to hear, especially you and Sinners. You guys were like, "What are we like?" Okay, like, but what is his point of view? What is Eren thinking while all of these Titans are swimming and about to genocide? Like, it is cool to see what small insight we get from him thus far. I think it's kind of cool.
Was that the flashback? Was that what he was thinking?
Well, I guess kind of like this thing behind the scenes events that like led up to current events. But we can get into that in a bit whenever Sinners is able to join, but they are running a bit late. No problem. Mm-hmm. Responding to important comments. The rumbling wouldn't have happened if he touched grass. I think that's so true. He should have just touched grass.
Grass and not Historia's hand.
Yeah, exactly. That is not grass.
That was the opposite of grass. That was bad vibes all around.
Bad vibes.
This is what Zero Pussy Duster motherfucker. But it's not like I mean, come on. The thing is, like, he's never shown to like want that. It's not like he doesn't resent society because he can't get laid.
Yeah, no, he has
never expressed like a desire.
Yeah, that's a thing that's so interesting. That at least I find interesting about all the shipping wars regarding Eren. No matter no matter what camp you're in, I think they've he's never shown interest in anything besides killing all the Titans, and now killing all of humanity outside the walls.
Like some scenes of him blushing with Mikasa or something, but I can't think of them. There must be something, because it had all the veneer of like an innocent shonen story at the beginning of, oh, boy meets girl and they go on crazy adventures.
What's interesting, they were family, not like that's like I guess they were family.
Not
as
really
soon as they
family.
adopted, they're not really family. They grew up together. So like, the thing is, I'm not saying that like for or against them in a ship. I'm just saying there's so many different angles you could have played with Eren and Mikasa. So it's like the point where he's asking like, hey, how do you like actually feel about me? Why do you care so much? More often than not, like, you think that's a dense male protagonist kind of thing. This time, I mean, we know that like Mikasa's obsessed with him, but like pretty fair game to be like, do you like me that way, or do you like me?
Like, do you just like me, or do you like?
Yeah, check mark.
And you
check
can
spot,
see her
yes
doing
or
all
no.
the math and being like, oh man, don't fumble this, don't fuck this up. He's asking, this is my moment, family. Fuck!
Family is everything. Yeah.
Family shit. No!
Yeah. And that's when we were like, damn, she did fumble the bag on that.
Was that the fumbling?
Maybe that was the fumbling.
The
that's the fumbling we're referring to. Yeah, that's the fumbling we're referring to in the title.
If they had just hooked up right then and there, maybe none of this would have happened.
Well, that's the thing is like, okay, so, I mean, I don't mean this against the series. I just mean this because I'm a dumbass, and this is like the dumb things I think of is like when she's like, you know, maybe did he change or was he always like that? Or like, would this answer have changed? It reminds me of like, we had no idea he could have committed these acts of violence. We had no idea he had it in him.
We never knew.
We never knew. And I'm like, that's what's like, I just find funny just from like stupid references, not like anything actually against the series. So I just think it's kind of funny, but it's not actually anything against the series. Thoughts on Mikasa in a suit?
Was she in a suit? I thought it was funny that Mikasa was like one of the only girls in like a girly girl outfit in the beginning. Hanji got like a suit.
Yeah, Hanji got a suit.
I don't know why they decided to put Mikasa in like a dress and a little sun hat.
Yeah, I mean she did look cute. I think she looked adorable. The best this episode that she has all of season 4. I think she was busting. She did good.
Yeah, I mean people are saying Eren got family zoned, but I feel like he asked because he just really wanted to know. He didn't really care either way. The one who got family zoned was Mikasa, and she did it to herself.
Yeah, she family zoned herself. That was some self-sabotage if I've ever seen it.
That was like
she was put on the spot, but still.
She was at the whatever last yard line, and she fumbled. She tripped and broke her own neck. The hardest fumble in history.
Fumbled hard, yeah. What do you think? I'm just wondering, you know, you have invaluable perspective as an anime only. What do you think of the scene with Eren and Historia? Like, from the information that we got in this flashback, what is your...
Well, I mean,
what do you come away with?
I've seen theories floated before that, like, they have a kid together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's the implication.
Do you think... Yeah, so you think that was implied, like, from...
From what they said.
Yeah.
Of, I don't know, talking back and forth, and she's like, what if I got pregnant, though? And then it cuts away.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because it's, like, very up in the air, but, like, very much implied that... Because going between, like, Historia and Eren talking about that to him talking to Zeke about why Mikasa likes him so much, you know, you do get the sense that it's like, oh, like, what's going on with the connections in these conversations, but like definitely very much up in the air. So could see it going either way kind of thing.
I just don't see Eren as like dad material, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I don't
he has a tendency to like eat his own family and
yeah, and the whole you know, like, and the whole, you know, him being like, what would I say to her? Like, I have 4 years left. Like, that's a very big part. His own consciousness of his morality is a very big factor. So I think it's
awesome that he knows he has 4 years left. Zeke knows that too. And he knows what he's about to do, as in destroy the world. And he's like, but does she like me, though? How does she feel about me, though?
Great timing.
What were we talking about?
It's just very great timing for Panics just had the best sentence of like, he knows.
Eren knows that he has 4 years left. Zeke knows that too. And he knows he's about to go on a crusade and destroy the entire planet. But he really wants some brotherly advice on what this girl feels about him.
Okay, yeah. You know, I didn't think about it that way, but now that you mentioned it, was
seems
really
like there's also like the cluelessness of there must be something in her Ackerman blood that makes her do this. Nah, she just likes you, bro.
Like, I just likes you enough to tear up Titans.
It's
so funny.
Yeah. It's like, no, it's nothing special. She just likes you.
That does put all of the like Zeke trying to be a mentor scenes for Eren in a funnier context too.
Yeah.
Because he's like, yeah, my little brother needs me for guidance. He already came to ask me about girls.
Wait, what if he's like actually just psyching him out, asking about it?
They're like being so good brothers. Like they're tossing ball. They're like talking about girls.
All of the brother checklists that were
castrating an entire people together. You know,
so funny.
All good times.
All good things. I don't know. I don't think we got into. I don't think you missed too much. Just us laughing over swimming titans.
Yes, I was gonna say I can see we've got that up as the background here.
And like, yeah, the manga did it better. I'll say it.
Again, but I was saying that they both look silly, but then Panic is
the manga is way better. I mean, it still looks goofy.
It's a lot easier to be less goofy when they don't have to be moving. Yeah. What I thought was so funny about it though is that the Colossal Titans are so top heavy.
Yeah.
And yet
no, they're bottom heavy. They have massive legs.
Very slightly fluttering their feet.
Yeah, they're
like dang.
Like just shooting through the water.
The Colossal Titans swimming could have been really scary if they were like breaststroking.
Oh yeah, if they were like in the surface, like making tidal waves or something.
Yeah. But they're just doing like these tiny little
butterfly like shooting through the water like whales.
I don't know if they will ever be terrifying because they are swimming, and I think that's too funny. Like they are just swimming.
Yeah.
It seems so silly that they have to swim.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like maybe if they had shown them, like maybe they're so massive that they can just like walk on the bottom of the ocean. I don't know. That would be scary.
That would be kind of lit. I would love that.
That's like that's one scene in Pirates of the Caribbean with the skeletons. That's so awesome. Like, do that. I do love that. It's always, underwater scenes.
I love it
cool.
whenever I see that.
I saw this cool thing of like one of the shots from Pirates 3 or one of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies from back in the day where they show like every cannonball in like extreme detail tearing up the ship.
Yeah.
And they're like, these movies were expensive but looked expensive. Now movies are expensive and look cheap because people like and it was the point was essentially people just don't give a shit about like CGI as much anymore.
There was a time where it was impressive.
Yeah. So I think the theme is that like if you have the option to look like Pirates of the Caribbean, you should definitely do that. So like we need everything to look like Pirates of the Caribbean.
So much style in those movies.
Yeah.
Until the fourth one, and then it just sucked ass. Anyway,
in my head, there are 3 canon Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and everything else is like not. It's like filler.
Well, 2 and 3 are like one movie.
I only ever saw the third one.
You didn't see the first one?
Only see. Nope. Dude, the first one is legitimately Kino. It's so good.
First one is like. I'm not saying a classic. I'm just saying like.
It is though. It is a classic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah, but I mean, the third one's probably the weakest. Maybe the second one. I don't know.
The second one is definitely the weakest because it's all set up for the third.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But yeah, so if you have the choice to look like Pirates of the Caribbean, definitely look like Pirates of the Caribbean.
Speaking of being set up for the third.
Yeah. Okay. So I think there's just like a curse.
Nice transition, Panic. That
was amazing. That was an amazing transition.
I did it. I've done it. For once in my life, I've made a good transition.
We did it. Okay. Yeah, good job, Panic. Yeah, go ahead.
It's not over. It's not over.
Yeah.
It's not
We
ending.
were wondering.
It's not even a movie. It's another season.
So I gotta say, Gintama was ahead of its time in calling the final season that's not the final season the final. Everything is just a Gintama ripoff now.
It really is. Like I feel like it's becoming parody of itself. It's like fucking Xbox naming is all like Xbox One X Series X.
XX.
I saw someone saying by the time Attack on Titan ends, the final season will have been going for almost 4 years.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Because now it's like another year, and then we'll get the final season, the final.
I'm gonna be honest though, I'm not too bothered by that. Though here's what I'm bothered by, but I'll get to that later. I'm not too bothered by it because I'm glad we get another season to wrap everything up.
Right.
But I'm also not too bothered by things just calling themselves the final and then adding more seasons to it.
Monogatari did it.
Yeah. And because I think it's just so clear how like disorganized a lot of the decision-making process around Attack on Titan is, that like I think like half of the shit that has come from this is like a miracle that it has managed to be somewhat okay. When I just feel like they're making a decision on a day-to-day basis, like, are we doing more Attack on Titan? Yeah, I don't know. We'll find out.
Like, they obviously didn't have it all planned out when they called this the final season. No. They probably got halfway through and were like, oh, shit, there's no way we could do all this in the last half.
Yeah.
I feel like by that point, though, they should have been able to look ahead a little better.
Well, right? I don't think. Well, we're talking about MAPPA, which has taken on in the course of Attack on Titan being announced, they've taken on like 50 projects. That's an exaggeration. And then the director of Jujutsu Kaisen, who I think did something else. I don't know. I got to look. They're leaving to go to another studio.
Well, they're making their own, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, they're making their own studio. So MAPPA, which started off as a spinoff of Madhouse, will now have its own spinoff, and in the process is just taking on like every anime project ever. So like, I think it's just the way I picture it is like complete chaos over.
I have a feeling there's a lot of what's it called, like rotation in the staff working on these shows.
Turnover. Yeah.
Turnover.
Yeah, there's a word.
And they have to like whoever's leaving has to pass over whatever they're doing to the new guy, and the new guy. Or maybe they leave in a huff, and then the new guy's just like, well, shit, I gotta pick this up somewhere.
Yeah,
but so they're probably the same director for Attack on Titan, hasn't it? Since they got
but he's not the decision maker per se, you know? Like, he's not the like production committee being like, you will do 12 more episodes of Attack on Titan the final. And he's probably
if it's like that direct, then that I could see that. But I was just thinking, you know, like he's the guy who storyboards the episodes, right?
Yeah. Or it like tells the people
not literally
how
the guy who does the storyboarding, but the one who decides how much.
Yeah, I'm a bit behind.
There's a lot of people who works. It's gotta be a logistical nightmare.
Yeah, that's what I imagine. So like knowing that it's a logistical nightmare, the fact that they come out with any episodes at all, I'm like, yo, they did it. They came out with a Attack on Titan episode.
The fact that anything ever gets made is a miracle.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Have you worked with people? They suck.
You know, I can't entirely disagree.
Can't disagree. Yeah, but I guess we can get into the actual episode and then overall series. Not a hot take, but I think this was a very good episode.
Yeah.
But I think this episode and going into this episode highlighted that the biggest issue for me watching this is that it is airing and I'm not binging all of Attack on Titan in its entirety because I completely forgot what happened the previous episode. Like, it was not that long ago. I don't think I even watched it that long ago, and I was just like, I have no idea what just happened.
Last episode was Falco transformation.
And then the guys blowing themselves up.
Yeah. Okay, that was 2 weeks ago because they skipped a week, so I guess like kind of fair to me, but like I also just think this entire viewing experience for all of us is definitely not helped by this being like a weekly series that we're watching, because as I think like a lot of the complaints that you both have had are like, okay, pacing is slow, nothing is happening, and now that we know that there is a part 3 final season, we're really just like in the middle of it. You know, we're just like, here's the middle part.
Waiting. Yeah.
We're just waiting. And then you get another year to kind of forget everything that just happened.
It's going to pick up at chapter 131, right?
Yes.
And that's where it gets crazy.
And so what chapter did we leave off?
That's where Requiem picks up, right? 131.
No, 130. No. Requiem does not pick up until 137.
God, can we just get to Requiem already?
Yeah, we just need to skip. Okay, but for full context.
To the end?
Yeah, that's when people started flipping out. 131, people started flipping out in the opposite way.
Jesus.
Well, remember it's monthly, so they're big ass chapters. So like,
oh, true.
You know, April was 139. I'm not doing the math. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing the math. 131 came out, and it was just like
I'm just not doing it. Sue me.
It was like the big chapter this time. So 131 is my favorite chapter. I could just see people being like, okay, I'm gonna watch 131, and then I'm not gonna watch the rest, which we might actually see. Yeah. So 131, I think is gonna be really pogs, and then I don't know how the rest will turn out, but I think we're in for some cool stuff. But yeah, 137 is when Requiem is when Requiem jumps in, and that's when people started falling off on it. They're like, no, I don't like this, and it's like, okay, but we got 2 more chapters, and then the rest is history, I guess.
Okay,
I'm so excited still.
I'm excited. I'm gonna make bets to see how both of you feel, but I'm excited. But yeah, so what did you guys think of this episode? Quick context for Sinris. I told Panic before, but the first half of this was like, they said chapter like 123, and that happened back when Eren started the rumbling, and then the rest happened in like current time.
Yes, I had heard about that. I think it seems like it was a good idea to move it to here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I thought I agree. That content fit in really natural well at this point.
Yeah. It was kind of. I feel like this is like they had to kind of. I don't know if they ever intended to just like skip it. I feel like this was a good place to insert it, knowing that they have another season coming. They wanted to leave on the cliffhanger of, oh shit, he's here.
Yeah, I agree.
I was kind of predicting that the main crew would like get on their plane and like get to him by the end of this episode, but I realize now that was much too ambitious. No, that's gotta happen in the next season. We gotta leave off on, okay, this is what the rumbling looks like. This is what it does. It like boils people alive, and
I like starting to see that. I like seeing the besides the swimming titans. I think it was cool to show that like, okay, they're trying to fight these guys. The cannons aren't working. And then when they swim by, all the steam is just like vaporizing them.
But the cannons are working. Like we see so many colossal titans just like die while swimming.
Yeah, I was surprised to see that actually.
Yeah, they just like fall apart.
Yeah,
I think it was interesting to show that like, I mean, they essentially say it. They're like, okay, we have achieved world peace. To everyone is uniting to fight the titans. We have the biggest naval fleet of all time. This is the big guns. And then I think they were doing it to show like, okay, you take out 3 titans and there's like still 10 more that get by. Like, there's just so many that like you got resistance is futile. And then you get to see people
someone said there's like millions of titans, right?
I don't think it was millions, but it was.
We didn't get a number, but I mean, large. I'd say thousands, maybe hundreds.
I've seen someone say millions.
There was a number given at some point with a rough number.
Are way too little. I was gonna say 1 million is too little. Like looking at them, how close they're walking at this point. If this is as the ring expands, it's gonna thin out. They're already pretty far away from where they started. Mm-hmm. There's got to be billions. if they're gonna make a perfectly tight ring that goes all the way around the Earth, there has to be so many.
Yeah, I like that's the one thing that doesn't really make any sense about it is the logistics of. They're like, oh, they'll trample the entire continent in a week.
Well, that's why fiction always benefits from being.
They could maybe cross the continent in a week. There's no way they could step on every square inch of it.
Yeah, fiction benefits a lot from vague numbers. As a Warhammer fan, nothing is ever specific. It's always like unfathomable numbers.
Yeah.
Some person did math. They did their own math. I don't know how legit this is, but they calculated nearly 600,000 Titans. I don't think that's an official number, and I don't know if it was given to us, but I do resent this line of thinking for taking me to our Titan folk.
I guess you could do the math. Like you take the circumference of the Earth and divide it by how wide the colossal Titans are across their shoulders. And if they have to make a perfectly shoulder-by-shoulder ring all around the globe, that's how many it would be.
Yeah.
Maybe that's 1 million.
Klaus, I agree. The Colossal Titans are also my favorite free character. They can swim better than the one guy.
I hate their legs. I hate how their feet look.
They skip leg day. I mean, they were standing for like...
They skip everything else. Their legs are so big.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know how many Titans, but I'm just going to say a lot. That's one of the responses.
Many Titans.
Thank you, Reddit.
AoT. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah, I somehow ended up on our Titan folk. It was fine, but I'm not going back.
Titan folk? Is that like
that's the one? That's the
hardcore fan subreddit?
Yeah, every fandom has a normal subreddit and then an edgy subreddit.
And the fuck all and the gatekeeping subreddit.
Yeah, that's the one where it's like that's one where they like, I think someone posted, unironically, I think they posted a thread and it's a picture of Mikasa. It's like, worst character of all time bathing in the blood of her enemies. What a psychopath. And it's like her from the last episode.
Well,
like,
where's the lie?
Worst character of all time.
Of all time. That's right. You heard me.
I am not exaggerating. This is lore.
They had. Speaking of worst characters of all time, Floch. It kind of showed.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, it kind of showed a little backstory of, okay, he was actually informed that Eren was not going along with this.
I was shocked.
And he was just like, bro. Okay,
wait, you saw that tweet too. You saw.
Okay, hear me out. Genocide, bro.
That's my favorite tweet. Yeah,
because that really is just his face, like, whoa, dude.
Bro. Well, because at first you're like, oh, he must be horrified. But knowing Floch, like, a couple of years later, it's like, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh. Yeah. Patrick, yeah.
It's a good idea, man.
It's so funny. I love that.
Well, I had been very much on the position of, like, he didn't actually tell Floch anything. Floch is claiming this because it gives him the chance to, like, seize power while Eren is off rumbling.
There he goes rumbling again.
There he goes rumbling again.
Crazy kid.
Yeah.
So I was very surprised to see that Floch was telling the truth.
Yeah.
And was actually told the whole plan in the first place.
Yeah, I guess props to Floch. He was not lying. Good shit on that. I think it's interesting because, like, I feel naturally inclined to hate Floch because of
his haircut,
how annoying he is, and that he's, like, pro-genocide, and that so many people in the fandom unironically identify with him instead of recognizing that, like, the point of his character, which is to be, like,
the worst form of person.
Yeah, like, who is so overwhelmed by fear and hate and, like, all of the negative aspects of humanity that they're willing to do whatever it takes to survive, even at the expense of others, you know? Like, that's the point, and he carries it off really well because, like, you know, that I think he embodies all of those attributes really well. But I guess it's tough to give him credit when I'm just like, no, but I hate Floch.
He just doesn't want... They just won't let kids eat their parents anymore.
Wait, Eren, notorious kid lover. Here he goes again.
I won't let kids eat their parents. Well, that's kind of taking away the freedoms of the kids, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
what
they
want to
eat their parents. And now he's like, no, you can't. I won't let you.
Yeah, who would have thought?
And who is he? What a hypocrite. He ate his own dad.
Yeah. And he didn't even remember.
Classic baby boomer mentality.
Yeah, so...
But
yeah, so
is that something a bad guy would say?
Save the kids.
Seems perfectly reasonable.
Wait, so I asked this to Panic. Sinris, you are another...
Oh, right.
Anime original. What did you think of just the compilation of all, like, the Eren memories spliced together, especially Eren with Historia? Like, what did you make of that?
That felt like a weirder thing to put in this position. I don't know. I guess I thought that was fine. It felt weirdly like they were trying to justify Eren, which is a strange thing to try to do.
Yeah.
Especially because the show hasn't really been concerned with justifying him before now.
Yeah, I didn't take it as justifying. I thought it was kind of more of like a behind the scenes look of like all of the information he was processing while making that decision, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't take it, I definitely didn't take it as that. And then I think compiled with like Mikasa's like, what if I said something differently then? What if he was always like that? What if we didn't know? And then her also being kind of like, where did it start? And then he's like, where did it start? And he's like, it doesn't matter. And so I think it was an interesting mix of showing him being resigned to this, but also still having feelings. Like it was good to show that he was upset when Sasha died. He wasn't actually just being like, being like, sucks to suck. We still had to kill them all. Like he was experiencing emotions while going through all this, which I think was good. But I also don't think it was justifying it. It was also just like, I'm just going to do the thing.
Yeah. It keeps coming back to like, in his eyes, there's no compromise to be had. The only way to end this is to kill everyone else. Consequences be damned.
Yeah. And I think it's tough because I could see people taking it as like, oh, they're making him. Yeah.
It is kind of like it's like a Thanos, like very absolute, like sure, I know it's wrong, but it's the only thing that will work.
Right.
Yeah.
Like Thanos, like, oh well, he is right. Like resources are finite, but his solution sucks.
Yeah,
it will work, but it's wrong.
At what cost? Yeah, and it's interesting. I think what gets tough especially with Attack on Titan in this scenario, which, I'm preaching to the choir at this point, but like fictional scenario, I don't think it reflects real life. In real life, no one can turn into Titans, so there is no literal justification for like racism or like treating a certain race in a certain way. But it's like they show in Attack on Titan how like everything is driven by fear and old history and stuff, which is like, a relatable concept. But then it is also like, here's why the world will never view them in a certain light, which I feel like which definitely feeds into Eren's line of thinking. Yeah. But then they do show certain people that, don't treat them terribly, like, the group of refugees or, the not Japanese. I forget what their name is. So like
Anzumabito,
yeah. Yeah, not Japan.
Yep. Another thing I was thinking of while watching this is that they all the evil Marlians call them subjects of Ymir. Like they keep saying that. I find it hard to believe that a people who has been oppressing another people for so long has not come up with a slur. Like something a little more efficient.
I guess they call them devils.
They call them devils.
But they also keep calling them subjects of Ymir, which is too long.
Like it's their race. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's weird. They go from Eldians, subjects of Ymir.
Because the guy in the Senate is like differentiating.
Subjects of Ymir is like son of a bitch. But like they're not speaking it with enough hate though, so I get what you mean.
Now he's like the guy in the Senate is differentiating between like subjects of Ymir as a whole and devils being Eldians being the ones on the island.
Yeah.
The devils are the evil ones. There are good ones.
Yeah, the good ones.
There are the good ones.
Yeah, I think something I wish that they kind of highlighted a bit more that I feel like was said in passing but doesn't really get enough time to shine is how they were mentioning that I think that they're essentially like also trying to attack the island for its natural resources. Like it was said in passing, but it's never really focused on as much as the whole like subjects of Ymir, like island devils, whatever. But like, the thing that powers the OMD, I say it wrong every time.
The OMG gear.
OMG gear. That is like a finite resource. And I feel like it's important to highlight that like a lot of times like world leaders will use like racial propaganda for the sake of like whoops. And and so they'll use that as like a justification for war.
Yeah. My issue, I had kind of an issue with them showing that side of it though, because like the Azumabito come in and they try to make it out like, oh, the real reason all of this is happening is because people want your magic rocks. Mm-hmm. But we see the moment in the show that they decide to attack the island, and it has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a mixed ODM gear. Thank you. So I feel like it's kind of a mixed bag. Like I was thinking about it because like I was thinking about this in terms of like what would really make the point across, get the point across that like, besides, you know, we all know that genocide is bad, but like what would really get the point across to the people who believe that Eren's only choice is genocide because everyone else just hates them on principle? Like what would really get the point across? And I think showing that they're using the cover of racially motivated terror as like a tool in order to get that more. Like if they showed that behind the scenes a bit more, I think that would be helpful because it shows that like the average everyday person like probably does not give a shit about the paradise island, you know?
They don't give a shit about the resource, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I don't know. I was trying to think of that.
I feel like they're being like a rare crystal. That's more like a byproduct. That's like a bonus.
Yeah.
They really just want to fuck them over and take the founder.
Because I think like I was thinking about it and I'm like the everyday person does not get like if they're dying and shit, like average person is just trying to survive. They're not really going to give a shit about like this island that's not really impacting them. Like so what would like really be a good motivator, but maybe the point is they do a good job of showing like genocide is bad on its own and you don't need anything else. But I don't know. Just food for thought. I think it's clear that genocide is bad, but
I don't think they ever make a case that genocide is good. They just make a case that it will work. You know, it's a very
they're not talking about good or bad, just
efficient solution.
Yeah,
but it's the
when I
wrong
see all
solution.
those colossal titans, what I think is efficiency.
Right. Well, they don't need fuel; they just keep going. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
They do. That is true.
Like if you could just like press a button and destroy the rest of the world, that's efficient.
Yeah.
Oh, but I feel like the other thing Xiao was kind of trying to bait out of you earlier is: do you think Eren and Historia had a kid?
Yeah. Do you ship? Yeah, that's. Yeah.
Did they smash though?
Did they smash?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, because this is like essentially what starts the Eren Historia ship, where I think it's like fair to definitely speculate. Like, okay, is he the father?
That's
like,
kind of the vibe I got. Is that?
Yeah.
Like she says, what if I got pregnant though? I mean, I guess she could go off and get pregnant somewhere else. Doesn't have to be right then and there. But
yeah,
but I feel like it was implied.
I've seen where people could be coming from that. I definitely see the case for a ship.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't see a case for a ship at all, but I see a case for them having a kid.
Eren has done so much the last couple seasons, like for the sake of protecting Historia from being turned into a Titan.
Yes.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah. And it's I think we were talking about it before and we're like okay, like the whole thing is like, you know, when he asked Mikasa like how do you actually feel about me? And like, you know, she fumbled her bag a bit, but the thing is, like, we genuinely don't know how Eren feels about Mikasa up until this point. Like,
yeah,
he's never shown any inclination of having romantic feelings for anyone, and all he's really cared about is killing the Titans and then killing the rest of society. So, like,
right.
Yeah, so it's like
he's in love with freedom.
It's hard to imagine him as shipping at all.
So, like, I see the case for a ship with Historia. I don't think there's any chance that he's the father.
Okay.
Especially because we've been told who the father is.
Have we?
Yes. Everyone forgets this for some reason. The father is like some boy who lived
on a farm?
Like on the farm next to hers.
But what if they're lying?
What if she's lying though?
What if they're
like,
lying?
yeah, sure she could like yes, like you can justify any twist by saying, actually, when we told you that thing, it was just a lie.
Yeah, what if she kept she had to keep it secret who the dad was?
Yeah.
She's like royalties. You can't just go around having babies with farm boys. Or Eren.
Or Eren.
Yeah, I guess like why would she lie about it being a farm boy? That's not very dignified. It's not very royal.
She found some random farm boy who bullied her to have the kid, which is so funny.
He was my prince.
Yeah, but yeah, it's just interesting that this one is like, I do think, you know, ships and romantic chemistry among characters aside, I think the way they edited everything to make it kind of like, you know, I'm always a sucker for when it's like a single line between two different scenarios has like different meanings but works equally. So like when they go back and forth between all the different conversations, I'm like, yo, this is pretty cool. I like this.
What if they made, okay, hear me out. What if they made an OVA like Big Order, where it is like infinitely generated over and over, starts over, different paths are taken. It's a different story every time. It never ends.
Big Order OVA is so incredible as an existence that I will take that.
It is
for anything.
Has everyone seen Big Order? Have I just not seen it?
No, I haven't seen it. I just know about the OVA.
I've seen it, but I couldn't tell you the first thing about it.
All the scenes on the OVA when you play it are put into a random order, but they're made in such a way that like you can watch it in any order, like, and when you get to the end, it doesn't just end, it loops it in a different order.
I think it's like it's made up in sections. So like there's 3 intros and then it goes into one of 7 pieces. Then there's like 2 connecting middle pieces, one of 2.
Okay, that might be it. Yeah.
And then some of the first ones and some new ones come in there, and then the ending has like a couple different ones. And then it loops.
But it's basically like potentially infinitely long.
Yeah, it's like billions of combinations.
So they put more effort into the Big Order OVA probably than the serise.
Yeah.
I want to see. Can I watch it with? No, I will.
The series
I'm gonna watch a series for an OVA.
I mean, I don't even want to spoil anything. It's fucking wild.
I cannot believe I'm gonna watch a show made by the same creator as.
I'm so sad that because of the format of the OVA, it's impossible to watch properly.
Why did Maz not watch it?
Because you can't.
Maz completed it.
I guess you have.
You can't watch it.
I guess you have to have the Blu-ray. Like, there's no way to pirate it.
Really?
The OVA, because it's made out of pieces. Like, you would have to program a way for it to. you would have to make a script to make it like simulate the experience.
Damn, I am so small brained.
Or just like I guess like find a list of what parts plays when, and then like roll a dice every time you finish a segment.
Oh, because I thought they put it together like in an episode.
Oh no! It just plays. It loops. It's a new thing every time, and it loops forever.
How do they do that? Oh my god! What the fuck? Okay.
It's like procedurally generated anime.
Okay, this is too. Okay, what I'm an Attack on Titan fan. I'm too small brain for this. I cannot.
It's like the kind of stuff that makes my programmer brain just like just immediately like, oh my god, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it sounds like a script, but okay. Yeah, I guess expecting Big Order talking about Attack on Titan. I can't. Only on our podcast.
What is the rumbling if not the biggest order?
Yeah, order of defeat.
The final order. That is a pretty big order.
Pretty big order. Okay. I'm finding out way too much about Big Order than I ever expected, but I'm here for it.
Do I have anything else written down? Eren did nothing wrong. Drunk hookups. Oh yeah, I was kind of hoping in the drunk scene
hookups
that they would like just casually show, I don't know, Armin hooking up with somebody. Just casually show someone have sex.
You know, I'm waiting for the anime that just shows like casual sexuality. I will not get it. I don't
think it exists in Japan. I just don't think they have it.
The thing is, Japan, I mean, I don't know about Japan society. I am sure that there are casual hookups in Japan, but it's just so wild that we never see any of that displayed. Like,
do you mean
in
like
anime.
in a series that isn't about that?
I was about to say, there's probably some in Nana. I haven't seen Nana.
Well, Nana, the problem is even the I'm not spoiling it. I will not talk. But they do show people having sex, but they're never showing
it's
one night stands or among friends. You know, they're not we hooked up, kind of weird, but we moved past it.
You know what show does this? Great Pretender. Yeah. Great Pretender has a lot.
Yeah, we need more but even Great Pretender,
but that takes place. That's the French guys doing it because it's a French thing to do.
Yeah, true French move.
It's Laurent.
Yeah, but even he, like, they never really show it in a way. They're just like, oh yeah, this dude fucks. Like, they just casually mention, like, hey, that guy has sex.
This
like,
guy
they're never,
fucks. Yeah.
They're never gonna show us like him waking up next to some naked person and be like, yeah,
but
that
would it
was last
be crazy
night.
if, like, with this drunk scene and whatever, like, it cuts to the morning after and it's just like Armin is next to Hanj or something?
Yeah, like, what if they implied something and never went back to it and just had a joke? Yeah.
No.
But it's like so funny to see that, like, Eren.
I guess here's the colossal
Eren's like, well, once you said family, I knew it was fair game.
Yeah. Or maybe he fucked Sasha, and then Connie is like, did you?
Damn. Yeah, I need the slice of life college antics where people like drunkenly hook up, and then they're at the
and they, like there's the walk of shame and
yes.
I'm looking through my MAU now because I feel like I'll be able to think of something. The closest one I've found so far is Shinsekai Yori.
Yeah, but they make it into that thing where it's
like plot relevant.
Yeah, they genetically manufactured. It's just a phase. They genetically manufactured. It's just a phase.
Domestic Girlfriend actually starts with a casual hookup.
Yeah, that's true, but unfortunately turns not casual.
Yeah, but at first it is like purely just like a one-time thing. Doesn't matter to any of them.
I feel like Kuzu no Hankai is kind of on that level, but then it gets like really dramatic. So maybe they just can't show like hookups without it being like plot relevant at some point. I'm gonna look through my MAU. I need to find the casual hookup anime.
These characters have sex, but only if it's important.
Oh, maybe yeah, pretty much. I do want Attack on Titan Jersey Shore. I need to know who wrote the note. Who wrote the note?
Meryl.
I guess Beastars. Haru had casual relationships. That makes sense.
That's true.
Beastars once again.
We don't see.
But wasn't that just like to show us?
We know canonically that.
Why it was like to show us why all the other girls call her a slut.
And source because she's sleeping with many people.
Because she just like has sex, and it's just like, how dare you? First of all, how dare you?
Well, yeah, and that's like the thing is like. Yeah, I feel like Attack on Titan has the kind of cast where like someone could have hooked up at some point, and that is just like a side plot point.
Hanj and Levi could have totally just hooked up right there.
True, but they're the parents.
Levi was out. Levi was out like anonymously strangling a clown.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Hey there, little kid.
Oh my god, that was so funny.
Was he supposed to come off as like a molester type guy, or was that?
That's what I thought. I mean, not in the manga. And the manga
was it just like because it's from Levi's POV, he seems super creepy.
Yeah,
I have a feeling that if we were shown like the wide angle shot of that, it would just be like a clown, like, "Hey there, little boy, what's up?" Yeah. But because it's from his like small boy POV, it's like, "Hey."
Hey. And. Everyone was wondering who would win in a fight, Levi versus Hisoka. I guess we got the answer.
You all just be
okay. Wait, I'm still back on the previous topic. Does Mawaru Penguin Drum? I feel like has casual sex in it, doesn't it?
Maybe.
I haven't seen it.
Maybe,
I remember very little about that show.
I don't
but
think there
I
was
feel like it did with like the teacher character.
I feel like us having so much trouble coming up with a single example kind of exemplifies
I mean, it tells the point.
Problem.
Right. The point is made.
That most of this stuff is written for young people. Like
where are the scene? I say scene and wrong every time. Like
even
like
even series like with like global scale genocide. They're not going to show casual sex. What are you, some kind of fucking freak?
It always just cracks me up because, like, you know, American TV, they'll show people.
I was about to say, like, it's the same with American TV.
Like, absolutely no reason. Yeah.
I've noticed that HBO series have historically shown, like, they just have people at strip clubs. Like, I was watching, like, 3 to 4 HBO series, like, within the past year. I'm like, okay, The Sopranos. Yeah. There's a strip club. Someone owns a strip club. We have a bit of a justification. The Wire. Someone owns a strip club. There we go. But then I watched it's like a spooky it's not called Homelander. It's like The Outsider. the outsider or something. It's about some dude, some like weird creature that like takes on the appearance of someone else,
right?
And then like kills people and shit. Whatever. You get the vibe.
Yeah.
They have like half of the scenes be in a strip club. There's no reason that anyone's in the strip club.
The entirety of HBO's success are built upon showing boobs in fucking Game of Thrones.
Right. Yeah. Well, I was about to say, I feel like the reason it's so common now is because it was popularized.
Yeah,
because it was shocking in Game of Thrones.
And,
so it was like,
and the reason Game of Thrones did it is they were like very explicit about saying that their strategy, they called it sex position, where whenever they needed to like explain something to the audience, they'd have Littlefinger just like monologue about it while surrounded by like his prostitutes.
You pay attention
because they right, because you'd pay attention to the scene.
And then after that, like every show had to just like naked tits everywhere.
Right.
You gotta do it.
Yeah. And I think, people complain about it because that's a bit excessive, but like I do feel like the opposite, where it's like everything exists in the society except sex, gets kind of weird. And it's not an Attack on Titan issue, obviously, like it's just like an anime thing, but whatever. Paradise Shore someday. Yeah, I guess Sakura, so you got that one dude smashing everyone, but that was like a bad plot point, which is whatever. Another series. But yeah, so
does Bebop have some implied?
No, not even Bebop. That's like so weird, right?
Netflix Bebop
does. I guess unfortunately. Okay, so I think they imply that like Spike and Julia had sex, but it's never it's not like a big thing. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They were lovers.
I guess Fruits Basket did. People fucked in Fruits Basket. Yeah, there's some fucking in Fruits Basket, but not. Yeah, everyone's Fruit Basket watch time, but it's not like. But it's not like a side.
Devilman did.
Devilman did, yeah.
The Isekai, no, not Isekai, the Fantasy Bordel review show. Monster, what's it called? Something review.
Isekai, Monster review. Damn, why? Can't believe we've gone without remembering that one.
Ishishoku Reviewers, that's what it is.
Ishishoku Reviewers.
That has very explicit sex in it.
I should check that out someday, just to see.
It's really fun.
I'm excited.
Such a good time.
You go on this entire tirade mid Attack on Titan episode about like, where are the sex scenes?
Conception,
best of all time. This is the original Conception crew.
Best anime sex scene ever. Conception.
This is the Conception crew here, tuning in to tell you to watch Conception.
Dude, just like Sean, I did watch exactly the one episode where he fucks
episode 11. Watch episode 11, and you'll have everything you need to know.
It was all coming back to me because I was going over my 3 out of 10s with Onimaru on
you watched
another
the whole
podcast.
Thing, right?
Me?
Yeah.
I think I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I think I did because I came on for the last episode too. Yeah.
Okay, I just watched that one episode.
Yeah, you probably could have just watched that episode, which is totally fair game. But I was going back and I was like, wait a minute.
Hold up.
Hold up. I'm seeing all this. But so I think this came out. I think Conception came out the season before Shield Hero. So, but I watched it afterwards. So I'm going through my 3 out of 10s, and I'm like, okay.
Fall 19?
This was fall 18, I think. It was fall 2018, and then 2019 was Shield Hero.
So long
winter.
ago. It's almost 4 years ago.
I thought they were the same season. That's why I brought it up. But so I was like, okay, Conception unironically has the better raccoon girl out of the two series.
Waifu.
Yeah. I guess I don't know if that counts as casual, but what is it? Jobless reincarnation. I only know I forgot how to say it for a second.
Which one is that?
I was free for a second. What?
What's that one?
Jobless reincarnation. That's the one that just came out.
Oh, Mushoku
Tensei. I was free
the
from
Mushoku
Tensei.
Fuck. A lot.
Yeah, but so that's not like that casual. But I guess that's a bit more of what I'm thinking of in terms of like, look, people are having sex, whatever.
Sex exists.
Yeah.
Like we've moved on from casual sex because that doesn't exist to sex is real.
we lowered the bar.
Oh, I'm at exactly 420 completed anime.
Yo, nice. Congrats.
Hey, let's go.
Congrats.
What the hell are we talking about?
Attack on Titan, I guess. So anyway, about Attack on Titan.
Drunk hookups.
I think this episode was good, even though no one hooked up.
Could have been great.
But they could have hooked up and made it better. Yeah. So do we all like did you both like the episode? And then I guess we could talk about the season as a whole.
I overall liked it. I feel like it helps being anime only with these kinds of things. Because, like, I don't know if I'm being let down.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know. My overall takeaway was, like, sure, it's a good episode, but it's more of the same that this whole season has been.
It's all been padding and, like, when are we gonna get to the fireworks factory?
Right. It's like, I have no complaints about anything that was in the episode, but where's all the stuff that wasn't in the episode?
Yeah.
Are you saying essentially more of like, essentially just want to get to more, you essentially want to get to the genocide? That's essentially
what you're saying. Pretty much.
Okay, cool. Which is not to say that Sinners is pro-genocide, they just want to see the genocide that has been spoken about.
Here, it's fucking like Chekhov's genocide, and now we have to wait a year.
Or more genocide.
Right. God damn it.
So, like, this is something that happens pretty much to every show, is that, like, as soon as they finish airing, the score goes down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Attack on Titan, this season, in less than 24 hours, has gone from number 2 on Mal to number 11.
Damn.
Okay, and I think that's fair.
11 is still pretty good.
Yeah,
it should never have been. It should never have been 2 on Mal, if we are being honest.
Yeah, no.
But I'd be interested to see over the next week how much further it goes down.
Yeah, I can see it going down a bit. I do think I think the consensus that I saw, not the consensus. I've seen 3 people giving their scores, so whatever. They're like, yeah, there's a lot of kind of meh episodes in between, and then meh in between, but there are some of the all-time best episodes in the series in the season too. I feel like that's a consensus, but
yeah,
which is good, but it also is tough because I think it also comes back to we're watching it weekly, so it's okay, do we get a really outstanding episode, or do we get one where you both are left wondering
for 20 minutes?
That's another thing I was going to touch on, is that I think you were totally right when you said that watching this weekly has been a huge
detriment
to it.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe it's not a real, I don't even know if it's a complaint. I think it's just kind of the nature of seasonal watching.
Yeah,
it's just the nature of the beast. But there are definitely some series that get away with weekly watching more than Attack on Titan. But I think a lot of the things we're talking about would not apply to maybe to you a year from now when people are binging up on Attack on Titan to watch the final season.
Yeah.
They're oh look, these episodes flowed so well. They went so well together. It's so quick. And meanwhile, we were they had an entire episode sitting around a campfire, and they did not really show their faces that much. They just showed trees. That was kind of wild.
Right. Ironically, I think the campfire episode is probably the best one since the rumbling started.
I like the content of that. I just wish they kind of showed facial expressions. That was probably the most evident of yo, we are running out of money. But I think the content was good. Maybe not running out of money. I don't want any claims of misinformation with I think it's not about budget, you know what I mean.
It's not about budget, but it also is about budget.
Or timing and
of course
Mappa being overworked.
There's people I don't mean, it's misinformation to say that, oh, who funded this? Jeff Bezos? Oh, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yep.
But money does matter.
Yeah. Which is why we're getting a final season.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have money to pay the people making it, even though they're getting paid nothing. But there's so many of them. I don't know. I mean, budget does matter, but it's not everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
But my only critique of this episode is that point after 5 or 6 episodes where you really feel the stretching start happening. Like the first half was just like breakneck speed. It was so engaging. And then it just really like grinded to a halt.
Yeah. Like I can totally believe that if I had watched everything from the rumbling to the end in one sitting, I'd be super hyped. Like,
yeah,
it's very easy to imagine that universe. But as it is, I've been like, all right, it's been like 3 months since the last time something happened that I cared about. And like, am I going to care about the final season in a year when it comes out? I don't know. I kind of barely care about it now.
Yeah. Because people, like, I think you only think of the, like, you got the Attack on Titan super fans who are like down with whatever. Then you got the Attack on Titan haters who will slander whatever. But there's like a very large group in between where you're like, okay, I am watching this because I'm like moderately interested and it's what people are talking about, so I don't want to get spoiled and I want to stay in the know. And it's like, I do not need to have this stretched out as much.
Yeah, like at this point, I'm in it just like to see where it ends. I don't need this to take so long.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't know why they did this except keeping up current pacing, because I think they could have done it a bit quicker, but I think it is also, I think it is matching the manga, which is not saying it's good or bad. I think it just is how that matched, because I think before this, like, people complained about like the Connie trying to feed Falco to his mom subplot where they're like, okay, that, like, fuck this. Like that was just kind of annoying. Yeah. Like, yeah, everything I said where I'm like, okay, I don't care about Connie, so I definitely don't care about his mom. No, thank you. But yeah, I think they did actually better in this, where they like made it a lot shorter and more digestible. But we are just kind of like calm before the actual storm, where we actually see the rumbling based on the end of this last episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So you mentioned the things you do care about. What do you care about, and like what would you want to see in the final season for both of you?
That's a good question.
Don't really know. I mean, I guess Mikasa like figuring out what the fuck she wants.
Yeah, I would love to see some payoff to the Mikasa stuff that's happened in the past 2 seasons. Because it's been promising, but there's been no payoff to it yet.
Would love to see Armin like nut up and kick Eren's ass.
Yeah.
Like, see him step up. He's got the fucking Colossal Titan. He's gotta like wrestle a Titan at some point.
Yeah.
He's the only one who can do it.
That's true. Him versus all the other ones.
We've seen Armin's Titan literally once, right?
Yes.
I think we did, yeah.
So
yeah,
I want to see him do something.
Like to see that a bit more. I'd like to see, I don't know, Gabby is along, I guess. Gabby and Falco, whatever it becomes of those.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what's going to happen with Falco, because like obviously it's very significant that he just became a Titan, but I don't really feel like his positioning in the narrative has him set up to be an important character.
No, not at all. But he's just got given like a Deus Ex Machina. Here you go.
Right.
Be important. Yeah. But he's not.
Yeah, I think he's kind of in this interesting spot where like he had a crucial role, and now he's kind of like, I view him as like the human, well, he was like the most human side of like the Marley Eldian gang. But I feel like you could kind of say that for like all of the ragtag group we have now, is it's like, I didn't really think you would be that plot important, but like some more than others, of course.
I feel like his role at this point is as like emotional baggage to Gabby, who we care about. We care about Gabby, and she cares about him.
I kind of care about Falco, because let's be real, who did not fumble the bag when they confessed? Falco. Mikasa, take note.
My boy.
He was like, he didn't wait for good timing. He's like, I am probably going to die, but I love you.
But that was good timing. That was the best timing.
Right.
He snapped. Sister snapped and went off. So respect Falco.
And then he survived.
I loved in that scene that Gabby and what's his name, Falco's brother who was with them were like, dude, why are you doing this now? This is not the time.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about? Not now.
I feel like I'm satisfied with Gabby now as a character. I think that the way everything happened with her and Sasha's family was a good end point for her arc, and I don't need her to do anything else for me to be satisfied that she was a strong character and a good addition to the show. Falco, I don't know, Falco needs more, but I don't know what it would be.
I think that's a good summation of everything. How do you feel about the rest of the people who had character arcs? Like Reiner has a character arc.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Reiner has not died yet.
Will Reiner die?
Will Reiner die? We do actually have some character arcs that I guess would need to be wrapped up or touched upon in some way.
Yeah.
Do you think they will be? Do you think they need anything else? I guess what kind of thing.
Okay, so I think Reiner definitely needs resolution, but I'm pretty confident he'll get it. I'm not worried about that one.
Okay, what would you think would be the resolution? Like him being at peace with himself. Yeah. Okay,
right. Even if that does mean that he ultimately dies, but just dying in a way that he can feel okay.
Yeah.
With what everything he's been a part of, and not just I don't want to do this anymore. Let me go, please. Let me die.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would be nice to not have him be suicidal.
Yeah, I get. No, I love Suicidal Reiner. That is my favorite joke. Besides,
the true irony is going to be when he finally is not suicidal. That's when he gets to die.
That would be so mean. I could see Sayama doing that. Yeah.
I guess I would like to, just because I like her. I mean, Annie. I don't know. She's here now.
Yeah, Annie's. And if Annie is only here now because ECM was oh, we gotta have all 9 of the Titans in the final act. Oh fuck!
I guess I did say I canceled all hardening, didn't I? Oh shit! Now I gotta incorporate Annie into this.
There's got to be a reason for Annie to be there.
Yeah.
What else? Levi? What the fuck is Levi gonna do now?
I don't know. I bet he can still kick some ass.
Oh yeah, he's got to have his final rumble with Zeke. He's got to have to kill Zeke. Somehow, with only one arm or whatever he has left. He's still gonna fucking rip Zeke apart.
No matter how OP Levi gets, I never get tired of it.
Right.
I'm always here for it.
He got half his face blown up. He has one eye. How many? Did he still have legs?
He does have legs.
I think
he's missing one leg.
Aren't they carrying him around? I don't think he has legs.
Well, he is still injured, but I think he has legs. He did not lose that body part. I just don't think he can
walk.
And I'm saying this not to spoil you, but I'm referencing the final season key art, which I wanted to talk about real quick because I think the season 2. Or no, part 2 of final season key art was ass. I think this key art is actually pretty good.
You're kidding me? That's right. They did the one where they're standing in a big.
I think that's a cool key art. Okay, I posted that in our chat.
Yeah, it is pretty cool.
Yeah,
good key art.
And there he is. He's got legs.
Yeah, it's not like Eren via Photoshop where it's all the different pieces are half of his face.
It's pretty cool. In that situation, do you sit down and sniff the footprint? Are you curious at all?
I'm gonna say no. I wouldn't do that personally.
It's probably just dirt.
It's once in a lifetime. It's a big Titan footprint.
But it's not a once in a lifetime for them. They're used to big Titans.
I guess it's just an average day. They know the smell of a Titan, but you as not a Titan hunter. I'm just saying. I would.
I'm not gonna sniff.
I would.
It's just dirt. Because it's just dirt. It's not gonna smell like Titan. It's just gonna smell like dirt.
How do you know? You don't know what a Titan smells like.
I would want to be near. I don't want to be near, but like if I was near a Titan, I would smell them. But like not their like footprint. Like a day later.
Like, look, there's all steamy still. Like it's fresh.
I bet Titan steam smells like such ass that like you want to die from that alone. I bet
it's like so it's like pure like what's it called? Sulfur.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. When will we get the info on how Titans smell? That's what we need to know.
They could put that in one of the information available.
I have not been reading those things ever in my life. No. Maybe it has been one of them. I wouldn't know.
I'm gonna Google what do Titans smell like and see what happens. If I see any like weird Annie shit, I just know that it's like panics people being like, but what did Annie smell like after 5 years in the crystal being
what did you smell like?
Probably ass, like not good.
My brother in the chat asking the real questions. Where even is Zeke?
Oh, good. Shout out to
where on Eren's Eren. I'm doing it again. Eren.
Yeah, where on Eren is Zeke?
Where on Eren is Zeke located? Like, is he just like stuck in his shoulder? Like, he would be so small.
He would be so tiny. Yeah.
Compared to the rest of.
He could be in monkey form and still too small for us to notice.
I guess I don't understand the purpose of that form. It looks so impractical. It cannot be good for anything. I mean, intimidation tactics. That's it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have feet. It just has like a million tiny spiky legs. Not like tiny legs, but.
It does look cool with the one, like, I think it might be a volume cover or something. It's like Mikasa among the, like, field and sea of colossal titans, and then it's, like, Eren's thing hanging over. That looks pretty cool.
It has another weird, like, thing to it where it looks like his arms are, like, propped up on, like, strings by the elbow or something. Like, his arms being lifted up.
It's like he's, I
don't know how to explain it. It's like a marionette. Look. It's like he's somehow not able to support his own arms, so they have to be held up by the elbow by some string.
Yeah, I think because it's like all of his features are like dangling from the giant ribcage.
Yeah, he doesn't look complete.
Yeah, I just don't understand if he's floating or like.
I think he's walking on the many legs.
Are those all legs? Is that?
I think so. It's like a big centipede.
That's still weird. I don't know. Yeah. I want to know what the inspiration for the said form was, but
it was the weird amoeba thing that latched itself to Ymir, isn't it?
Is it?
I think so.
I think so. I mean, that's what he became like when his head reattached.
Okay, I guess they do skip leg day because it's like just really tiny legs. I looked it up.
Wait, who?
I posted it in chat. It's like big weird rib thing, and then it's like
the colossal titans in the manga have like weirdly stubby legs, where the ones in the anime have
oh my god, you couldn't see that at all in the anime version, but it does just end with a pelvis and really tiny legs.
Isn't that funny?
That's crazy. So the whole thing is just ribcage,
all ribs, and
then he does have real legs at the. That's so strange.
That looks very odd.
It looks, it's like there's no purpose to this design. This is not intelligent design.
This is Attack on Titan. The final Titan look being kind of
it's
dumb.
Like when you leave the design
foreshadowed
stage
by the other Titan looks being dumb.
How old is Ymir? Like the age she's like trapped in
or something? Oh, she's probably like 10 or shit.
Yeah, this is what happens when you leave the design phase to a 10-year-old.
She's definitely older than that because she gave birth.
No, but she was like stuck.
Yeah, but that's like when
she
died. In the desert landscape, she's like a kid.
Yeah, like she's mentally stuck in that form. So like it's implying she never like gravitated beyond that form.
She's like mentally stuck when the trauma happened. I don't know.
Sure.
Sure, whatever. This kind of reminds me of something they would come up with in Heaven's design team as like the first draft for something. Before they go, wait, no, that's stupid. We have to make it. Can't have a bajillion ribs. That's silly. And then they make up a real centipede by the end. That's a great show. Watch Heaven's design team.
That is a fun show. Okay. Other character arc that needs to get resolved is that Connie has to fucking die.
Yes.
But no one would care if Connie died.
The prophecy has... Well, they're going to make us care. Because it's going to be...
They haven't so far, so what makes me think they'll do it?
It's going to be Falco who kills him. Just like Gabby killed Sasha. Falco will kill Connie.
Falco will get tired of being with Connie for like an hour
bro,
and be
you
like...
tried to feed me to your fucking mom, bro.
Bruh.
Bro, he feeds Connie to his own mom.
Like, you should have just done it yourself.
It's no longer will the children eat their parents.
Killed me when you had the chance.
The parents will eat the children. That's the new paradigm shift. Who else is left? Jean? I don't give a shit about Jean.
Okay, I love Jean.
I know you love Jean, but I don't know why.
But you love Annie, and you don't love Jean, and I don't know why.
You love Jean because he's hot, and I love Annie because she's hot.
Okay, I was thinking about this. I don't even think he's supposed to be hot. Like, they keep saying he's a horse face, which is, like, a mean thing, but, like, you can never tell if anime characters are hot unless they say they're hot, because they make them hot. So I'm very conflicted.
Because they all look the same.
Yeah, but he's essentially
that girl in Horimiya whose like entire character was that she was like
hideous,
not attractive, and jealous of like her friend who was attractive, and literally they have exactly the same face.
Yeah, yeah. Like, that's the thing is like they always look. That's what part of the reason as to why I have like.
But it doesn't matter whether he's considered attractive in the show. He's attractive to you.
I think he's a good character though. And yeah, he is attractive to me, but I think he's like a good character. But he's also like the kind of character where like his character arc could have ended at any point, because the whole point is he learned not to be an asshole after his friend died, and then he like, you know, stopped being an asshole. So like he's pretty much there. I don't know if he needs more, but he could get more, but he doesn't necessarily need more.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it was like it wrapped him up perfectly when he had to like make the decision to either finally have like the quiet, luxurious life he wanted, or get back out there and fight more Titans.
Pretty much, yeah. Which has always been his thing, and it makes sense. So yeah, you are right.
And he's just cool. And I like cool people.
I don't like her nose because I have the same nose.
The nose is the best part.
Oh, thank you.
That's so sweet.
You tricked me.
Yes, let's go.
I've been fooled.
I think Annie worked better as like a mystery, like a mysterious figure, and like her motives are like close enough, but like I don't really need like anything else from her. So I don't know. But that's always been me.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess we need Eren's character arc to end. Maybe that's the big one.
What? I mean, is he? Well, I guess like we're gonna see what the character arc is that made people lose their shit in the last 2 chapters.
Do you both think, knowing Attack on Titan fans, just make a prediction here since it's the last time we can do it before we get into the final season? Will you like or not like the ending?
I have no fucking idea.
Exactly. You got to make a blind bet.
It's such a mystery.
I'm gonna predict that I'll be disappointed.
Okay.
I think I will like the ending more than most people, and thus end up defending it, but not actually like it that much.
Because I'm gonna
there it is. That's a real one.
Knowing fiction and knowing like really diehard AoT fans, I know that it's not gonna end with Eren getting his way, and that's disappointing to me. I want to see.
You just want to watch the world burn.
I want to see an anime where the world actually burns. I want to see what happens if he gets what he wants. Is that too much to ask? Just once? Can Thanos just win, please? No.
No.
No, they can never win.
I do feel you. That is the kind of, like, I like it's so tough being like, so I don't want everyone to die because I think everyone should die. I just want to see what it looks like as the consequences of everyone dying. And of course, that's like the Devilman situation where you're like, oh yeah, this is like the huge apocalyptic ending. Sometimes it's kind of like, it's interesting to see that happen. So I get you. But you always got to be awkwardly like, I don't want everyone to die, but
it's gonna end with them coming up with some weird way to avoid genocide and also avoid being persecuted. And I feel like whatever that resolution is gonna be, it's gonna be disappointing to me.
Yeah, like that's what I've been saying.
They have to find some kind of middle way, and I can't imagine what that could possibly be.
Right.
And whatever they come up with, I feel like it's gonna be silly.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Floch has a fun proposition. Like, the person that loses the bet change their PFP to Eren screaming in the OP.
Yes.
But there's no bet, really. I guess, like, if our prediction is
you're betting
wrong,
against yourself.
Betting against ourselves. So if I'm actually impressed with the ending, I have to change it.
Yes.
Okay.
The biggest problem with this is that surely the actual last season will have another equally memeable OP.
If there's no... Okay, here's the real proposition. If they add another season, by God willing, they add another season after this, we will change our profile pictures to Eren screaming in the OP. That's what we will all do.
Yes.
There's no way they could. But if by some chance they do...
I want them to do an entire... Like, some people are even considering that maybe the last season is going to be like 4 long episodes or something like that. Like, it's going to be a tiny season because there's so little left.
I don't know why they think they would do that when they have not done that before.
There's no reason to do that when you can make 12, when you can make like an entire Blu-ray and sell it for money.
What, 7 chapters?
9.
Yes, 9 chapters left.
Yeah, 9 chapters left. There cannot possibly be 12 episodes.
Well, maybe they could be 10. I've seen 10 episodes. 10 episodes is doable.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, right.
They cannot do less than a chapter per episode. I do not believe it.
Actually, it might be good.
I race you one more. They're gonna have a movie after this final season.
And then after all this, no profile picture change.
They're gonna have Attack on Titan final season, the final part, das finale.
Das finale. Well, the big complaint that like a lot of people had at the end of the series is it felt like they had too much going on and they didn't execute it well enough. Maybe this is our chance, or maybe the Jaegerists were right all along, and it is the true anime original ending. Who knows? Who knows? No one knows. We don't know. But we will be making bets regardless.
The real bet is, will we like Requiem better than the real thing?
I'm excited for your Requiem takes. I think the ending thing can go either way.
Like, depending how long it is, I feel like we do a group watch.
Funnily enough, yeah. I am way more excited for Requiem than I am for the real ending.
I always love like big fan projects. I think it's really cool that they're doing it, honestly.
I do think it's really cool. I think the attitude is like a 0 out of 10, but the potential for Requiem and memes is, of course, like 10 out of 10.
It's like Death of the Author kind of thing. It's like, you know what? You kind of fumble it, but we can make it better. Just because you made it doesn't mean you're the best at making it.
Right.
Just means you own it.
Wait, okay. This is the real thing. This is the real tea. I think this is how I really feel. There's a tweet that I just posted for us. It said, kids had their fun already. And it's a picture of this Attack on Titan season. And it says, now it's real men's turn. And it's Spy Family.
Spy X Family.
Catch me with the real anime next season, the Spy Family.
Yeah,
this is a completely off topic. The X that is so often in anime titles, and some people pronounce it, some don't. Is it meant to be a stand-in for like no or something like Spy No Family? Or what's it meant to be a stand-in for?
I think they're just being aesthetic.
It's just aesthetic.
It just looks cool.
So like in Hunter x Hunter,
I will always say the X. The X is there. Okay. It's not silent. You can't have a silent X.
Silent at heart.
Doesn't exist.
It's supposed to be like. So I think the whole thing is they're supposed to be like blank with blank. So like Hunter x Hunter is about a hunter hunting a hunter. Spy Family is about a spy
with family.
With a family. So it's supposed to be like literal multiplication.
Oh.
What are the other X series? I need a 3x3 of X series.
No, wait. Domestic X Kanajo.
Domestic times girlfriend.
I don't think it has to be times. It's just like plus, it's domestic with girlfriend.
But domestic na Kanajo doesn't have an X. That's just an na.
Didn't they have an X in the...
That's a synonym.
Graphic?
Oh, they do, yeah. Domestic, it's a synonym. Dome Kano.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
See?
They write it Dome Kano with an X, right?
I think we did reference Domestic Girlfriend a lot more on the stream than like it probably deserved, but it is funny.
Still not enough, though. I mean,
Never enough.
It is a classic of our generation.
True.
Truly a milestone of rom-com.
There's a movie trilogy called Triple X. But yeah, that's a bit different.
That's XX. Because the middle X is silent.
XX.
Yeah, it's just called XX. That was a good one.
That was good. I think we should do a Tokyo Podfathers Requiem read along when they're all out, so we can do a reaction. If you guys want to see the Tokyo Podfathers reacting,
but I don't know if I want to read it. Like, are they gonna mimic the art style?
It's probably gonna look like Attack on Titan. Yeah, it's Attack on Titan, Requiem.
Yeah, this is a fan project by a bunch of like sweaty nerds who didn't like the end of.
You don't know that they're sweaty nerds.
So there's no way that it can be that much worse than Attack on Titan.
Right.
Panic really went, I love these like fan projects. Like, wait, I have to read it? Wait.
No, I was like...
I like the idea of it existing. I don't want to consume it.
Because they're animating it, aren't they?
I don't know. That's a long time coming.
I thought they were.
I mean...
I was excited for the animated project.
Wait, so you're not... No, I think they're going to try and do it, but like... They are doing the manga first.
That would take a shitload of time.
Yeah, I think you should just read the manga for this
one.
Yeah,
I probably just have to read it.
You just supported. You gave them your full support for fan projects, and now you're like, fuck that. I'm not reading it.
I don't want to read it.
It's so funny.
I wanted it read to me.
I'll read it to you like a bedtime story. We'll do it like late at night for Panic, and then it'll just be me and Sinris like reading it, and I'll describe the page like badly. It's like, and then Eren with his hand did the thing.
No, I'll look at the images. I'll just make a version with no text for me to look at.
It's picture books for real. Yeah. Okay, so if anyone is as interested in this as I am right now, then we're definitely doing it.
It would have to be you two, and then you take turns, like the male and female characters.
Okay, we will read the different character dialogue. Right. I will be Armin. Sinris will be Eren, because I need all of Eren's dialogue read in Sinris's voice, sounding vaguely bored and sleepy.
Can we get Tutu to be Mikasa, just to make her Scottish?
Yes. I think we're doing this now. Okay, who do you want cast in the Attack No Titan read along?
Attack X Titan.
Attack X Titan. No Requiem. No X Requiem.
No X Requiem. X read along. Leave your comments below. Yeah, of course it has music. Like, it has to have like 3 different tracks, like chill and like battle. It's gotta be something to go with it. Sound effects, like we'll have a soundboard with like punches and zip wire. Yeah.
Well, I've had fun. It's kind of sad that we won't have this, but if the Conception Gang wants to watch another series in the upcoming season, let me know. We'll figure it out. If you guys want us to watch something in the upcoming season, let us know. But
I mean, there's always Spy X Family.
Yeah, I was thinking that, but I was going to ask you guys, so it's not just like, yeah, we're doing it.
Well, I was thinking, like, with this season of Attack on Titan, is it official that every series we've done live streams for has gone way downhill.
It is true.
What we
it's
expected.
Like Evergarden.
This has gone downhill for me.
Evergarden.
I don't think.
Forever, whatever's Neverland. This.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys should put this in the same breath as like Promised Neverland.
It's nowhere near, but it's a it's a downwards trajectory.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I think it's on par with like the other quality of Attack on Titan. I don't think it's too much like difference,
What if we did?
I'm just thinking about like this stream series kind of ended up the same way that the Violet Evergarden one did, where there ended up being a lot more weeks than we expected, where we came on, we're like, I don't really have anything to say.
Nothing.
Yeah, but I think this one's a bit more understandable.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, I will find out next time when we get to the final. The big final.
Das Finale, final chapter.
And the Promised Neverland one was not our fault. We liked the Promised Neverland. They just chose to release season 2. So that was not our fault.
The third Euphonia movie? What was that called? It had some other way of saying the end. Now it's just Chikai no Finale.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, find out whatever you guys want us to cover next time. Conception Squad is there. We're like Charlie's Angels.
And to us, 1 year from now.
Mob Weekly 100. Hell yeah. But when is the Mob Psycho coming out? I don't think that has a date yet.
Sometime next year, I think. We'll find out.
Nice.
Yeah. But thank you for everyone who listened. Thank you both for holding down the stream.
Of course.
Thank you to the guests we had. We will have more guests next time. Probably plan it out a bit more. But yeah, bring on more guests, have more discussions, have more fun times. And we will talk about more anime as we do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, to us 1 year from now. How was it? Was it fun?
I don't even want to say anything else because I want to end on that and then start the next one with Panic saying, "See you 1 year from now." It's like, and we're back.
To us 1 year ago. Nah.
You started the story, didn't you?
You started this live stream, didn't you?
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
see y'all later.
See you 1 year from now when we start